Howdy doody gamers, welcome to Retrocade. Ever dreamed of being a wizard so OP that enemies don't even stand a chance? Well, grab your staff, because today, we're diving into 8 open world games that make you feel like an OP wizard. Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning. Kingdoms of Amalur is basically a playground for anyone who loves going all in on spell-slinging. The game's fate system lets you shape your character however you want, but leaning into the sorcery tree is where the real wizard fun kicks in. You'll be blasting enemies with chain lightning, summoning meteors, and freezing entire groups in place like it's child's play. On top of that, Amalur's fast-paced combat keeps everything feeling flashy and fluid, so every spellcast feels like you're breaking the game a little bit. It's the definition of feeling overpowered in a massive fantasy world. Elden Ring. Elden Ring might look like a brutal melee-focused game at first, but dive into the sorcery side, and suddenly you're a walking magical nuke. From firing off giant laser beams with Comet Azure to raining down moonlight blades, sorceries in this game let you obliterate bosses from across the arena while looking ridiculously stylish. The lands between opens up even more once you realize you can tailor your build into a glass cannon wizard who melts enemies before they can even get close. It's tough at the start, but once the power scales up, you feel like an untouchable arcane god. World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft might be the ultimate playground for anyone who wants to feel like an unstoppable wizard. From the moment you roll a mage, you're tossing out fireballs, freezing enemies in place, and teleporting across the map like it's no big deal. As you level up, your spells get flashier and more devastating, letting you wipe out entire groups of enemies with a flick of the wrist. And the best part? You're doing all of this in a massive living world filled with epic dungeons, dragon raids, and plenty of unlucky mobs ready to be roasted or frozen solid. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. Skyrim is practically a wizard power fantasy waiting to happen. From the second you pick up destruction magic, you can torch bandits, shock enemies into dust, or freeze them solid. But that's just the start. Dig deeper into the magic schools, and you're summoning Atronachs, bending minds with illusion, or straight up raising the dead to fight for you. And let's not forget shouting dragons out of the sky like it's Tuesday. Combine all that with Skyrim's massive open world, and you've got the perfect recipe for feeling like an overpowered sorcerer ruling the land.
Who couldn't bother to come himself.
Avowed. Avowed drops you straight into Obsidian's fantasy world where magic isn't just a tool, it's raw power in your hands. You're not running around swinging rusty swords here, you're hurling blazing fireballs, summoning spectral weapons, and bending the elements like it's second nature. The game leans heavily into spellcasting as a core playstyle, making you feel like a walking arcane powerhouse rather than just another adventurer. With its open world to explore and spells that can turn the tide of battle, Avowed is all about living that OP wizard fantasy you've always wanted. Dragon's Dogma 2. Dragon's Dogma takes wizardry and cranks it up to absurd levels of spectacle. Playing as a sorcerer isn't just about throwing fireballs, it's about summoning towering tornadoes, calling down meteors from the sky, and turning the entire battlefield into your magical playground. Spells feel massive, almost like you're breaking the rules of the game every time you cast one, and the open world gives you plenty of chances to flex that power against hulking monsters and unlucky mobs. Few games make you feel this much like an unstoppable arcane juggernaut, and Dragon's Dogma 2 nails it. Diablo IV. Diablo is dark, brutal, and absolutely perfect if you want to feel like a ridiculously overpowered wizard. Rolling a sorcerer here means you're basically a storm of destruction wrapped in a robe, chaining lightning that fries entire mobs, raining down blizzards that freeze everything solid, and melting bosses with fire spells that turn the screen into chaos. The best part is how flexible the skill trees are, letting you shape your magical mayhem exactly the way you like. Combine that with Diablo's massive open world full of dungeons and demons, and you're walking through hell itself as an untouchable arcane powerhouse.
In light of your unique situation,
Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy is the dream game for anyone who's ever wanted to live out the fantasy of being an insanely powerful wizard. Sure, you start as a fifth-year student, but it doesn't take long before you're slinging spells like a pro, blasting enemies with fire, freezing them in place, and chaining magical combos that feel straight out of a blockbuster movie. The open world begs to be explored, and everywhere you go you've got new opportunities to flex your magic. Add in the fact that you can even dip into darker spells if you want, and suddenly you're not just a student, you're an OP wizard rewriting the rules.
Test your abilities, both innate and learned.
You've done it! I am wary of...
Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.